Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to another video on Magical Girls Explains. Today we'll be talking about the main character of Magical Girl, Iroha Tamaki, and her story. Now, I did make an introduction video on this series, so I do recommend checking it out before starting this video. You can find the video in the description or in the info box, wherever I decide to put it. So let's begin with the video. General info. Iroha Tamaki is 15 years old, a magical girl. Her birthday is August 22nd, and she is 156 centimeters high. Her hairs and eyes are pink color. She was originally from Tazaraki City before moving to Kamehama City. More on that later. Her soul gem is a pink circle located on the belt of her throat. Her weapon is a wrist-mounted crossbow. Her wish was to heal her sister Iroha Tamaki. More on her later. She deserves a video of her own. Make Iroha healthy again is her wish. Her wish form and Doppel is Giovanni, who we will talk about later. Her known family members, of course, are Iroha Tamaki and her unnamed mother and father. She was transferred to Kamehama University of Frail School in the 9th grade from an unnamed school in Tazaraki. Her magical thorough element is the light element, and her ability is healing. Iroha's Magical Girl Summary. Iroha came to Kamehama to investigate strange dreams she was having. She's a kind-hearted, and she tends to worry too much about others. She's not up to the latest trends and isn't good with her phone. Usually reserved, she can be a fighter when it matters most. Giovanni Doppel description. Giovanni is the Doppel of Iroha Tamaki. Its description, its anime card, and its in-game description we'll be talking about here. The enemy card reads, the Doppel of Silence. Her form is that of a cuckoo. The Doppel is a replica of Silence. When her soul gem turns black, Iroha's hair transforms and its Doppel reveals herself. The Doppel, which has a timid nature, silently covers her ears and tries to cover up everything by using cloth. The in-game description states the following, the Doppel of Silence. Its form is a cuckoo. The master of this emotion is aware how pitiful her Doppel is and refuses to look at it. The Doppel nervously wraps around and strangles anything it doesn't want to hear, as it continues to search for something to fill the hole in its heart. While it should be calling out for someone, it is cowardly and afraid of acknowledging the reality it has concealed, and so it remains silently covering its ears. Iroha's main story. Iroha's main story finds she has been having strange dreams. These dreams are about a little girl who is her sister Iroha Tamaki. Unfortunately, no one seems to remember Iroha, and being Iroha's sister, Iroha couldn't even remember her wish to become a magical girl from this. The Iroha in her dreams tells Iroha to go to Kamehama, where magical girls can be saved. In the 2020 anime, Iroha has a friend named Kuro, who is also a magical girl. More will be talked about her later, when more info is revealed about her. Kuro tells Iroha that she's been having strange dreams of a little girl telling her to go to Kamehama City, where the magical girls can be saved from their wishes. Kuro wants to go there with Iroha. In each version of the story, anime and game, Iroha goes to Kamehama. In the 2020 anime, she and Kuro are taken there in a witch's labyrinth and bump into Yachio Namini when they get stuck in the sandwich Zenobia's labyrinth. Yachio, annoyed by them being there, tells them to go home, where they came from, and that they were on the west side Magical Girl territory. They apologize and leave with rave when Yachicho gives them the grief seeds from the battle and sends them off. In the 2017 game, Iroha is in Kamehama when she goes into the labyrinth, where she meets Kaede Akino running away from a witch. She gets tangled in the mess when saving Kaede, and both are rescued by Rena Minami and Momoko Togame, Kid Akino's friends. This version happened in the anime. In the 2017 game, it's Momoko who saves Kid and Iroha alone, but I really don't remember what Rena was doing at the time of the event of the story. Iroha is taken to Mitsuya Yakumo, a magical girl coordinator, who does not fight and runs a magical girl shop in a vacant old building, mostly a magical girl hospital in the anime, where Mitsuya helps by strafing the magic of the soul gems and supplies more information given to her by other magical girls. Though she does have a cost for her work that does not require money but grief seeds. It is during these moments that Iroha encounters a small incubator, a baby Kyubey. Iroha is also looking for the strange Kyubey. She refers to it earlier in the game as Little Kyubey or Small Kyubey. Its canon name has not been revealed yet. As the anime goes on, at the time of this video, it's only on season 1 of the Magia record, and its English dub are available. The English game has been deactivated. Let's get back to the story. Iroha encounters Yachicho in the game, where she is warned by Momoko about her. When they make their first encounter, Yachicho acts cold and untrusted, like a person who doesn't trust outsiders in a small town. She then goes into a fight between Yachicho and Momoko. This escalates when Yachicho tries to harm the small Kyubey. It's unknown why, and I can't remember the reason. In the 2020 anime, she seems not to notice the small Kyubey until later in the anime. Once the fight is over, Yachicho leaves. Iroha and Yachicho come in contact again when Iroha's parents go on a business trip overseas and sends Iroha to a new school, that being Kimihama University. Iroha now lives in a boarding house that is owned by Yachicho, passed down by her late grandma. There she becomes friends with Yachicho. Yachicho explains about the strange things going on in Kimihama and warns Iroha to avoid them, or any unwanted magical girls who would cause harm if Iroha gets in their way. Of course, Iroha does anyway. When Kaede and Rena begin arguing, Momoko tells Iroha it happens all the time and they forgive each other afterwards, but this time they didn't. It's then revealed about the rumor around school called the friendship ending staircase, that if you write your name or your friend's name on the staircase, that it's believed that one that leads to the roof, it is that once you're written, you will break up with that friend. And if you try to apologize or they try to apologize to you, they will disappear or go missing. It's revealed that the Uwasa, a strange witch-like entities, are behind the rumors that they are based off of, the friendship-ending staircase being one of them. Kaede tries to apologize to Reina, but Reina keeps avoiding her. Once they stop Reina from avoiding Ki, and she apologizes to Reina, Ki is taken by the Uwasa. They then attempt to rescue Ki, which is a successful rescue, and Reina and Ki become friends again. Yachicho then tells Iroha that she had been hunting down the Uwasas, as they were the ones causing the strange things happening in Kimihama. She also confirms they are not witches, as they don't drop grief seeds. Iroha joins Yachicho on her case of the Uwasas and the rumors. They then met Turino Yuri, Felicia Mitsuki, and Sana Futaba as the story progresses. They also meet the original magical girl cast from Magi, Mami Tomure, Monika Kaname, Tomura Kemi with the glasses, Kyoko Sakura, and Sayaka Miki, as they too had the strange dreams and came to Kimihama for answers. When Iroha first met Mami, it was during the fighting of the second Uwasa, the Seance Shrine. Yachiyo and Chiruno accompanied Iroha on this mission, and it is when Iroha unlocks her Doppel, Giovanni, inside the Ross's lab, and Mami mistakes Iroha as a witch in a human form and attacks. In the 2017 game, Momoko intervenes and Mami leaves, keeping her eye locked on Iroha. In the 2020 anime, Yachiyo is able to stop Mami and force her to leave without any fights breaking out. It is then found out that a group of magical girls called the Wings of Magia are protecting the Iwasas, and two of their leaders are friends of Ui, Toka Satomi, and Nemo Hiragi. Toka claiming that not knowing about the name Ui and that she was her friend, it's just a figment of Iroha's imagination. Toka then explains about the Iwasas and their part in the Wings of Magia, and so are the witches. Toka also reveals the truth about magical girls to Iroha, Triuno, Felicia, and Sana. Iroha then finds out about Yachiyo's past and the two of her magical girl friends who died. We'll talk about them in another video. They didn't forgive each other, and I'm not gonna spoil anything else about the main story because I didn't really reach that far into the game before the game was deactivated. But let's get on with the side story. Iroha Tamaki side story. Now let's get on with the side story of Iroha Tamaki. In the side story, it talks about Iroha going to Mitima's place to pay her grief seeds for magic strengthening. But Iroha doesn't feel right, and Mitima jokes with her at the beginning before talking about food. Iroha feels glimpses of memories when Mitima does the magic strengthening. Then Makoto interrupts. Mitima then tells Makoto how rude it is to interrupt, but Makoto just says she's more of a lookout employee for Mitima. She asks if the treatment was going well. Mitima says it's not done yet. Momoko then realizes that Mitima didn't have lunch yet. It turns out Mitima's magic treatments don't work when Mitima is hungry. Iroha apparently saw a hamburg steak in her memories. Mitima corrects her on that. They head out for lunch and Mitima starts cooking. Iroha learns that Mitima is not bad at cooking, but is very, very dangerous, in which Iroha begs her to put down the knife that she was holding. She starts to ask Momoko if she could cook, and Momoko asks the same for her. Momoko also says that she's in charge of the cooking at her place. Iroha explains how she can cook. It was for her sister Ui. There wasn't a lot of things Ui could eat. Iroha cooked in order to help her. She says hamburg steak is a dish with a lot of memories. Iroha thinks back to the days of the hospital when Ui was about to leave. She asked the doctor if she could bring something in, and the doctor agreed. Ui said she wanted hamburg, so Iroha went to cooking. Since she had some leftover ingredients, she decided to bake a cake. But she accidentally burned the hamburg steak. Ui gave the cake to Iroha, Iroha gave the cake to Ui, and her mom comes in with the hamburg steak. Ui asks why did she bring it here, and her mom says because Iroha went through all the trouble to make it. Despite Iroha's concerns, Ui enjoyed all the food. Back in the present day, after Iroha told the story, it made Mitima cry and Momoko annoyed. Mitima realized her meal was burning. When Mitima takes it out, Iroha is surprised to see it, but it doesn't explain why Iroha should be, but the best to look for Ui, and Iroha thinks that Ui is someone who will make everyone smile. Sometime later, Felicia comes back to the house. She shares with Yachiyo and Iroha and Tsuruno, who happen to be there, about an exhibit she went to for Hugon Ball, a reference to Dragon Ball. She also says she got keychains for everyone. Felicia then states she's hungry. Iroha offers to cook her something, but Felicia refuses and says she wants to eat out tonight. So they went to Tsuruno's family's Chinese restaurant. While Iroha and Yachiyo think the food's average, Felicia says she likes it, and Yachiyo wonders if it's because she gets free food there for working. They start eating. Trina says something about her family being once famous, and then Felicia says something that makes Trina upset and she runs off. Iroha then scolds Felicia about it, and this also hurts Felicia's feelings, and she runs off. Iroha tried to apologize, but Yashio admits she felt the same. Felicia felt bad for Chiruna, so she went to Chiruna's favorite park to find her. She apologizes to Chiruna, and she didn't meant to hurt Chiruna's feelings. Chiruna forgives her, and Iroha and Yachicho soon arrive, and Iroha apologizes for scolding Felicia. Felicia forgives her before collapsing from hunger, and they decided to finish their meal. Iroha was surprised she had lectured Felicia like that. It made her feel like that she was like the mother to Felicia. Sometime later, Chiruna and Felicia arrive at the house and are welcomed by Iroha, Sana, and Yachicho. Chiruna invites everyone to a magical girl training camp being held by Asuka Tatsuki at her family's dojo. Yachicho passes, and Sana thinks that Asuka is too pushy and scares her. Iroha was not interested. Yachicho says the carnivorous group, meaning Felicia and Chiruna, should go to the camp, while the vegetarian group, meaning Iroha, Sana, and herself, stay at the house. Sana thinks of Chiruna and Felicia as cave women and laughs. That weekend, Chiruna and Felicia got to training camp. Iroha realized she made too much food, and Yachicho came out of the shower realizing no one needed to use it after her. Sana says the drama show everyone watches starts at 10, but Chiruna wasn't there with them, and they watched it anyway, and it wasn't really fun without Chiruna around. At the training camp, Asuka said training was done for today. She tells the girls to make their own dinner. Felicia wonders if Asuka was a masochist. Asuka overhears her, and she tells to her not to whisper and that she's not a masochist. They found out that Momoko and Reina and Kaide are also at the camp and decide to make dinner with them. Chiruna accidentally calls Reina Yachicho. Felicia refers to it as like a student calling a teacher mom. After dinner, everyone went to sleep, but Felicia and Chiruna couldn't sleep, so they decided to duel each other. After that, Felicia thinks if Yachicho would be mad at her if she were there. Chiruna asks if she really meant that. The next day, Iroha, Yachicho, and Sana decided to make a hot pot for everyone. They went to the shop for groceries, and they knew what Felicia and Chiruna like. Iroha believes all of these things are special, like jewels, and she wonders if this is what you call the bond. When they come home, Felicia and Chiruna are there, and they decided to leave. They told that they decided to leave camp early, and they thought that everyone was lonely. They didn't have dinner with everyone. Iroha narrates that the two people are gone. It feels like something is missing. She welcomes them home. There are other stories to deal with on her costumes and in her outfits, such as her swimwear, her winter uniform, her winter outfit, her maid costume, and her New Year's kimono. But I won't explain them here. You can find them on the Magical Core wiki page for more. Iroha's abilities. Thanks to her wish to cure Uri's disease, Iroha has healing magic. However, while she has been shown using to heal others, it's unclear if she can use it on herself as the same exact for like Usai Miki. However, her powers are capable of completely healing a cracked soul gem, as in the case of Mifuyo Arizara. When her arm-mounted crossbow, Iroha can fire magical arrows, either one by one or a large spread out valley. She can even shot arrows to make them stronger, and she can also create a giant arrow that's able to shot herself like an arrow. The meanings of Iroha's name. Her name means ring. Her last name means ring. It's a comparison to Monaco, which was written in circle or round in kanji, and she bears the same name as a Japanese pentagram poem, the Iroha. 4 fun facts about Iroha Tamaki. Fact 1. Her illustrator is Ume Yuyoki. Fact 2. Iroha's name of witch is Giovanni, and the name of Yachiyo's witch, Campobella, are a reference to the famous Japanese novel Night on the Galactic Railroad, whose main characters were named Giovanni and Campobella. This, together with Campobella being the Doppel of a ticket shipper, is irony in the Night of the Galactic Railroad. Campobella decides to answer a question in class instead of the shy Giovanni, only to stay silent so that Giovanni is less embarrassed, and it is that Giovanni who owns the ticket to the galaxy. Fact number 3. The name Giovanni means God. It means God is gorgeous. This may have something to do with Iroha's role in her story, immediately being the one who frees her sister from the terrible fate as if it was a miracle, and hence the fact she is a god-like figure. The guidebook says parts of the inspiration of her Doppel's design was a saint, possibly hinting at the crown it's wearing. So this may hold some ground. Fact 4. Since Iroha's Doppel represents a calling bird, this may be a reference to the 4 calling birds, as Iroha was meant to be the 4th Magia's leader. This also may be why her Doppel is linked to Toka, Nemu, and her sister Ui. The 4 of them were meant to make a group. And now we come to the end of our video on the info of Iroha Tamaki. Next, we will explain the story of Yachiyo Nanami. To see more, please like and subscribe. I don't upload that often, only when I have an idea, like this one, that I hope you enjoy. Anyway, see you next time.